Yo, this is L.A.B back to report some coaching news regarding the NBA. Now, the first two head coaches get fired this offseason is Jeff Hornacek and Frank Vogel. Now, that shouldn't be a shock to anybody regarding Jeff Hornacek and Frank Vogel being fired. Now, let's first get into Frank Vogel. This guy has been the head coach of the Orlando Magic for 2 seasons. This team has struggled. They haven't showed any improvement. The team hasn't really gone anywhere. They had a nice little start at the beginning of the season. Everybody, some people thought, okay, maybe, they can compete for the 8th spot, the 7th spot. No, that was just the beginning of the start of the season. It was nothing special. They found no real true superstar. Aaron Gordon is a good player. He proved that he's more than just a dunker in a slam dunk contest, but he's not really a cornerstone star player. He's a role player or starting player in the team, but he's not no Donovan Mitchell. He's not no Ben Simmons. He's not the cornerstone of a franchise. Nikola Vucevic, he's an alright player. He can't play any defense. He's a great offensive player. They haven't really developed any major young talent that can take this lead of this franchise. They're not really able to attract any free agents. The team ownership is not really willing to spend any serious money into the team, but they do have a great fan base. Ever since this Stan Van Gundy, Dwight Howard era has ended, they really haven't shown any type of consistency or any type of improvement regarding their team. They're a team that doesn't get picked. They don't get the first pick in the lottery. They always get some type of 5th, 6th, 7th pick, 8th, 9th pick. They never truly get that first overall pick. So they're never bad enough to get the first overall pick. And they're also decent enough to where they're not getting any type of improvement. At this point, the Orlando Magic just seem like they're in a dumpster fire with nowhere to go. And now the Knicks. Jeff Hornacek never really truly got a chance to really capture the fans or the New York media heart. This guy was mostly a guy that nobody really wanted to be the next head coach. Most people wanted Mark Jackson or some other candidate, but Phil Jackson decided to hire him, and Phil Jackson's not fired. And when you were hired by a guy that's been fired, now you're in a situation to where now you have to impress people that didn't even hire you. And that's the situation that Jeff Hornacek got himself caught up in. His team had the 6th worst record in his 2 years as head coach, and they never really showed any improvement. Now, obviously, this season they lost out on Kristaps Porzingis in the middle of the season, which was a huge blow, especially with a team without a second superstar or anybody that could really truly fill that role. I think, they did show improvement. They did seem like they found a couple of players during this NBA season, such as Little Iverson, aka Trey Burke. Maybe, that could be the future next point guard. They did show toughness. They showed that they still cared and they still had fight. But, with Jeff Hornacek, when you never were able to capture the New York fan base, you never able to control the media. You had fallout with players like Joakim Noah. Carmelo was traded during your time as coach. There was nothing really that you can show that you accomplished or say that, this is the reason why that I should remain the next head coach. Now, the one thing that I would say is Porzingis became an all-star under you. He did become an all-star. That's the only thing positive that happened during the Jeff Hornacek era as a New York Knicks head coach. Other than that, there's nothing else to show. You had a 6th worst record in the 2 years that you were the head coach. You had 1 year really with the Derrick Rose, Carmelo, and Porzingis team that was really expected to do something, and nothing ever happened. Jeff Hornacek, hopefully he does get another shot, because he did really do a good shot in Phoenix. And with this whole Knicks situation where with Phil Jackson, all the craziness that was happening, it really kind of sabotaged him. But when you are a New York Knicks head coach, you got to capture the fans. You got to capture the crowd. You got to show people that you deserve it and that you need to carry this. And he never truly got that opportunity, and he never really truly did that, especially with Phil Jackson there. And with Phil Jackson gone, the person that hired him, he really was in no man's land, and he had to prove himself or else he was gone. Now people are looking for Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy, maybe even David Blatt, David Fizdale to replace him. I guess those would be good options, because the New York Knicks, they need something, because with how they looking, they aiming for 2019. They're not going to get LeBron James in 2018, especially with Porzingis coming off a torn ACL. Cantor's opting out, which I guess is a good thing, because he definitely wasn't going to help getting LeBron to New York. But let's just hope and see. Basketball is better when the Knicks are better. The Garden is popping even better when the Knicks are good. And that's what I want to see. So, Jeff Hornacek, Frank Vogel got fired. Like and subscribe.